Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Maui Game Studios YouTube. I'm Joseph. Today we are going to talk about RPG Maker MZ and parallax mapping. I posted this on Reddit and people were like, wow, this is really cool. So let's check it out. I created this water effect that a lot of people think is really great. So if you see it here, you see the water on the side. And it really makes the scene really interesting. It's actually pretty simple to recreate something like this. If you look closely, you can see there's like some fish in there. There's birds all over the place. There's a cat. There's this kid fishing over here. Pretty cool little scene. Well, the water is what we're going to talk about today and how to create an effect like that. So in order to do it, let's get going. Let me close this scene because that bird sound is going to get a bit triggering after a while. So I use a plugin called Galv's Layer plugin, Galv's Layer graphics. Now, my game is in RPG Maker MZ, but I'm using a ported game from RPG Maker MV. So I actually, sometimes the MZ plugins do not work with my game. Galv, in general, I would like to say, I think his plugins are the least glitchy of any plugins I've come across. From a programming perspective, if you look at it, it's because they are the simplest. You know, they usually do one specific thing and exactly that, and that's it. And that's why they tend to not break, and they tend to be compatible almost most of the time. They always kind of deliver on what they say they're going to do. Sometimes you might be wanting them to do more, but they never really break. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this water to another map I have here. So you can see the water is just the tiled water that's kind of comes stocked in RPG Maker MZ. It looks great, don't get me wrong, and I have some wave effects here that are made with events. But let's get going. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add the water layer onto this. So I have this I guess you'd call it a code. The content for the notes here. I'm just going to drop it in there and just make sure the numbers are correct. So these numbers are significant because they assign specific they assign specifically what each layer will do. So I'm going to actually change this to 3, 4, and 5 because this is now going to be layers 3, 4, and 5, and this is going to be layers 1 and 2. And I'm actually going to put this up here at the top. I'll drop these in here as an example in the description of the video if you want to check that out. Okay, so now that I've done that, let's reload it and see if the water even shows. Okay, so the water's there. But it is now, now everything's underwater. And it actually looks pretty good already with these layers. I like it, but it's not going to work exactly like this. It looks like there's been this tremendous flood and everything is kind of covered, which is fine. I'm going to show you how to fix this right now. So I'm going to use another plugin called Orange, and there's lots of plugins you can use to do this, but I use a plugin called Orange Map Shot. Okay, and what Orange Map Shot does is it takes a picture of the map so that you can then drop it into Photoshop. So that's what we're going to do now. And I think it's a print screen. You push print screen. I think it worked. Yeah, and then in my computer it just pops up in the game, and then there's a map shot folder inside of the directory of your game directory. So that's right here now, and I'm going to open this in Photoshop. Now what I need to do is actually somewhat complicated at this point, and it's going to prove to be a little bit harder because of my events, specifically the wave events. Actually, it won't be so hard. So I have another image from the layer that goes over this, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that from my previous time I was using. Let's see if I can find it here in Calbi Docs. Okay, I need to open these two. So if you look at these files, this is the top layer. This is like part of the boat, this wall here. And then I have this other one here that has the sand. I'm actually going to add more to this later, but this has the sand and the ships. Now what I need to do is I need to copy this and paste in place. Edit, paste, special, paste in place. I'm using Photoshop, by the way. And I also have to do that for this one. Control A, copy, come back here, edit, paste in place. So now you can see when I look at the layers, I have this layer separate and this layer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the opacity on these so that I can kind of see through them a bit and know that they're there. And I got to go through and erase a ton of stuff. So I'm going to start off by using the wand, the magic wand. Let's increase the tolerance a bit because it only grabbed a couple bits there. Ooh, that's a little bit too much now. It's grabbing. Grab a little bit more. So let's try to do 50. It grabbed everything. Let's try the quick selection tool. This works much better. Okay, so this is getting all the edges, kind of. There's some things it's cutting out that I think, what's my tolerance at? That won't really work. Just like I want to keep the docks. Oh, by the way, I'm holding Alt and I'm actually removing part of the selection. That's how I'm kind of doing this. How does these look? Ooh, these boats got lost. These are not events. So I'm going to have to draw around them. This would be so much easier if there was a setting when you take a map shot to not show events. Oh, okay. So you can turn off events. Perfect for the map shot. That's what we're going to do. That'll make it so much easier on me. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to actually grab this and keep the same selection. So we're going to play it again and make another map shot. And I'm going to overlay this map shot and then cut off the selection. Okay, as soon as it loads, I'm going to push print screen. It'll load faster in the actual game, by the way, in case any of you are wondering. Now we have this. Open this with Photoshop. So it's changing the other one. So what I have to do is I have to change the name. And we're going to drop this into this. Just make it line up. Photoshop locks it into place if it's the same size. So we're going to hide the old one. This is the new one. Delete. Okay, there we go. Now a couple things missing. The boats. I'm not worried about the top of the lights. Those are events, so those will show. Get rid of that. I'm going to go ahead and use this now because I want to see what it looks like, but I don't want to... It's not going to have the boats. They're going to... Well, they're going to actually be underwater, which is fine for now. I'll add them in later. So let's just go ahead and add this layer. So we're going to go File, Export, Save for Web. And then I'm going to save this as a PNG into the Layers folder, which is a folder that's created by Galv's Layer plugin. Where are you? Okay, House. So I'm going to call this Calby Docs maybe 0. And now I have to come back into the file. Mess with the note. Let me grab that notepad so I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, so Calby Docs, we're going to change it so this is 6 or 4, 5, 6. And then I need to add, I'm just going to use this because I already made it. And this is going to be Calby Docs 0. It looks like this should all be, this one has to be the Z index, in which case that will be fine as long as this is 3. So let's go ahead and copy this again, put it back in the note file. Let's see what we get. Oop, broken. Where did I go wrong? Actually, let me look at it so I can see what it all is behind it. If the sand is underneath the water, that's a matter of the Z index. Pull this back up. Okay, so which one is your Z? Opacity, and then Z is the next one. Yeah, so it's after opacity. So I use this one right here. So there'll be the speed, the name, X, Y, opacity, feet. So 4 after the name. So let's just go here. The name, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the Z index after this number. So what we need to do is we need to change this and this to 2. And that will fix it. These are like on top of everything, so this will make those 2 layers above everything else. Okay, this better work or else I'm gonna look really foolish. There you go. Layers are there. Everything's set up. Water looks beautiful. These two ships sank, so that's something I gotta fix. I don't want to fix that in this video. I have to go through with the pen tool and cut that out. But that's fine. I'll do it. It just takes time, so it's not really something I think would be pertinent to this video. I'm not sure I'm going to keep this water effect in here, but I'm going to try it and see how everybody feels about it. It's a bit, see, there's a little issue I got to clean up too. Cut off too much of that. I'll get that. And here too, same problem. This is all good. This is fine. And I'm going to work on this map on stream for a little bit on Twitch right now. So always check me out on Twitch if you want to see more. Oh, there's an issue too there. So there's all these little things, and see, you can kind of see through the wall here. Here, I can walk on water. Looks really good though. Everything looks really good. Really bright. Looks really sunny, which is kind of what I was going for. Got the waves, which are pretty cool. Okay. Well, that's it. Again, I might not keep this in the game just because it's so intensive. It's so graphically intense that it might not be worth like the lag that it creates on like a lot of computers. Definitely wouldn't work on like a mobile platform. But yeah, that's it. I hope you liked this little video. I tried to do it as quick as I could. If you want me to make more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, like it, share, all that jazz. I'm going to keep trying to make some advanced parallaxing videos for you guys and advanced RPG Maker stuff in general, and I want to, so make sure you hit me up and let me know what you think, because if I get a response, it's going to motivate me to do more content. Love everybody. I'll check you later. Goodbye. Good night.